Hey, everybody's favorite play cousin Junior from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Listen, check out my girl Dawn Dai on the Vitamin D Show. We talk about how I started in comedy, to sickle cell, to losses, to friend, to whatever else it is we're talking about. We want you to tune in. And Dawn, I love you, girl. Keep doing your thing every day. See how I put Dawn and Day together. See how I did that? I'm talented.
Get your vitamin D right here with me and get excited about your life.
In the flesh.
What's happening?
What up, Sam?
How you doing?
Girl, I'm out here living my best life.
I can tell. Your future's so bright. Them stunner shades on, boy. Stop.
I just walked in the house. I just got in the house. I've been out all day looking like this. I've been in the house. I just walked in the house, got on my laptop. Look, you know, talking about Wendy's. I ain't even ate my food yet. I just went. I just went and got my food, came back. I said, no, I thought we were supposed to do it at 2:30. I really thought 2:30 was the time.
No, it's fine. As long as you're here. Look, all I say is get there how you can.
Look, I want to, hey, Ian.
Yes, Ian is my assistant. Let me tell you that.
I get Ian. What's up, Ian?
Yo, what's up?
What's up, Ian? I like Ian. He just business. Yes.
Any background?
I really don't understand what's happening right now. I'm just Ian. Ah, what up, dog? Oh my God! It's seen since I left LA.
I know it's been a minute.
Ian, you know, Dawn don't even like me, Ian.
That's not what I've heard.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just want to put it out there. I just want to put all this in there. And she don't even like me. The words was floating around. Oh, you don't like you.
You know that's a lie. I come nothing with vitamin D.
Let me just make up stuff as I go. I can do that part. That's part of my job. I just want to make up stuff. I just want to make up for the reason why I ain't seen you so long. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you building your own brand. I was proud of the way you went about it, the aggressiveness. I'm just proud of you. I just know you. I just know how it started, and then to be a part of your podcast, I'm just glad to be here. This is one of those things. It's like, hey, look at Dawn Dai doing her thing. Girl, how many studio days I seen you in?
Right. In all kinds of shapes and forms. You've seen it from the beginning to right.
The first person I saw with a Wakanda tattoo in your mouth. I was like, get out of here. Now Black Panther gone. Oh my God.
Can you believe that?
You just did this.
Wait, I'm about to do it.
Click. Yeah, it's in there.
And you know what? It says life because I speak life. You know what I'm saying? Speaking life forever. Wakanda, baby.
Yeah, Wakanda forever. We just,
Yeah.
That's all it is. So what are we doing? What's this about?
Man, and just because you brought up...
What's this new project you doing? What is this?
All right. Well, this goes right in topic because we're talking about 𝘲𝘪 Boseman and rest in peace to him. But This coincides with that of why you got to live your best life. So let me tell you. Vitamin D is a pun off my name. You get vitamin D from the sun. So I shed light into your life.
Podcast. I get it.
So what we're going to talk about today is just everyday life of what you've been through. And I want people that hear you on the radio, watch you on TV, go to your comedy specials to know a little bit about you and be like, oh, Kier did it, so can I. You feel
Absolutely. Absolutely. All of that is feasible for people. Look at our leader. Look at our mentor. The conversation me and Mr. Harvey had, or the reason why you think about your entire existence, not just your life, but your entire existence, was to me one person who can project you to another position.
What?
I mean, my whole life that I had been living before him was just to meet this one person who could change the projection of my entire existence. That's what Harvey is. That's what you have to acknowledge. Because not only did he change my lifetime, but whatever situations I've been going through, and we talk about these things, this is the public part. This is the private part. This is things we talk about. That I know I've said to him, and I'm trying to move through so many different things in life. And see, I didn't have a father like that. I didn't have a friend like that. You was there when my friend died, the one I had. Then
Brian Cook, rest in peace.
Brian Cook died, and then I had Harvey. And Harvey, Well, people don't know when I was at the lowest at that point in time, Mr. Harvey called me every day. And he just kept saying words of encouragement like, man, we need you. Man, the show ain't the same without you on it.
Wow.
Man, I'm trying to move past a situation that I was not prepared for. Nobody's prepared to lose their best friend. You ain't prepared for that part. I'm telling you.
And as much as you try to think about it, what it could have felt like, it knocked the wind out of you.
Yeah, no, it's going to take everything, man. Because I had never been to a situation like that. You're not prepared for it. What Brian had gave me, and I was talking to somebody earlier about Brian today, actually. But what he had gave me was a sense of you belong, where you don't get that all the time in this business. Because when I first started telling jokes, Brian was a dude that was there since day one, and then God snatched him. And you're trying to figure out, how do you make it past a situation like this? With everything else you got going on, I just wish I had him back, man, because he was a sense of base. He gave me a base. He gave me a base about everything. We talked about so many different things about how I handle this whole stardom. How do you handle this and that? And he said, man, no, you just got to continue to be in you. But the way he was saying it, different days, we would laugh about all those different things, and then that's gone.
And I can attest to that because
you met him too,
it was around when I first started. He always talked so highly of you. And he said how y'all went way back and started in the business. And how he said, he was like, that's my boy. He's like, I believe in my boy. I'm going to stand by my boy no matter what.
He's the first fan I ever had. So when the first fan you ever had gets snatched away from you, it's very difficult, because when I couldn't see, he had the vision. I couldn't see that far. Because I was like, yo, dude, I'm tired of this. He's like, hey, man, you can be tired.
You can't stop.
But you cannot stop. But he would say, you can be tired. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to hold you up, even when you're tired. And he would do that. And and the places we had been, and the when we were doing the things we were doing, and I was trying to make a name for myself, he was there at every stage, at every point. Like when I would come off from opening up for 𝘋𝘢𝗶𝗿 and Maze, he was on the side. He was right there. When I opened up for Keith Sweat, he was right there on the side. When I came off for BB King, he was on the side. When I opened up for Aretha Franklin, he was on the side. Anita Baker, he was right there on the side. That was the dude I would turn to. But he taught me so much about encouragement, which led me to keep going on the mission. And then when we got to the morning show, when I got the news that Steve was going to hire me, he was the first person I called, and he was the happiest. He was like, what did I tell you?
Wow, you had a real cheerleader, somebody that was down for you.
I had a cheerleader, but he was like, what did I tell you?
Wow.
And then I appreciated him more on that day, because there was a day we would talk about. See, I'm saying we drove everywhere. We weren't flying. We was driving across from Houston, from Texas to Birmingham, to Virginia, to North Dakota, to Arizona, to New Mexico. We was driving all of these places.
So you mentioned, so just for those who are unaware, what happened with Brian? How did Brian pass?
In Atlanta, we had went to Cigar City Club, went to 617 that night, went to dinner, because we were living in California, and just places when I was living here before, we just frequent these spots. We go there, we had a couple cigars. Brian never drank, but we just smoked cigars. He just enjoyed smoking cigars. So I was trying to say, hey, we're going to go here, we're going to smoke here. Never drank anything like that. So we was at 617. It was about 11 o'clock. And I was asking, was he good? I said, man, you good? And for some reason, Brian was moving in slow motion. Like everything else was at regular speed. But his head nod was so slow. He was like, I was like, this ain't normal. There's something going on. Because I'm looking at everything else, man. I was like, why is this dude moving in slow motion? This dude is, what is he doing? And so we get back to the hotel about 12 something. Maybe about 12:15. He on the 6th floor. I'm on the 3rd floor of the W here in Atlanta. And I was like, hey, man, see you in the morning. His last words was, hey, man, don't be late. 12 o'clock, car be here to pick us up, go back to the airport. I was like, dog, when am I ever late? You know, just being me. When am I ever late, dog? I ain't never late. You know damn well I'm going to be downstairs at 12 o'clock. He was like, hey, man, just telling you, 12 o'clock. Then he said, I love you, man. I was like, hey, man, love you too. I didn't even know that was going to be the last time we spoke. And then I woke up the next morning and I was downstairs eating breakfast with a friend of mine about a business proposition. We were talking about this. And I just called him. I said, hey, you know, we come down breakfast. Let's eat breakfast because we got to leave. And he never showed up. And then about 12 hours later, when they came to me and they said, hey, you might want to come see this. I ain't never ran so fast in my life. And I knew that what it was. I knew that I knew he had problems with seizures and stuff. Oh. But I knew this was the one that, so I ran to the room, I rolled him over, and it just was what it was. And it was like, I was asking him to get up. I asked him, come on, man, we gotta go. We got a flight to catch. We gotta go. And it was like, we need you to leave the room. I was like, I'm not leaving the room. That's what my best friend did. Y'all leave. I'm not leaving him. And that's when I realized that my first cheerleader was gone. I just realized he was just gone. You know, it was just one of the things we realized, like, hey, for the first time in my life, I never felt so alone. And then, you know, TMZ videos, and that's what I really hated. Yeah, I was like, I hated that part about my life. I hated it because the hardest thing was to call his parents and say, hey, your son's gone. But at the same time, I never gave them any details about what I saw in the room. And I knew somebody in the hotel had sold the story. And I just couldn't believe people could be like that in a very private moment.
Extremely private moment. Now, how long did you stay in there with him?
Oh man, it was the longest day of my life. I'm probably only in the room about 15 minutes because they had to force me out the room. And then I just remember going outside his room, just on my knees, just bawling. But the process for that day, for the coroner to come, all types of, it was a whole day process. It was one of those things like, you really are getting the fact that he was gone. So Mr. Harvey was in Atlanta too at that time. He didn't come to the hotel because it would have been a news story. But we talked about it. He's like, man, I can't come. I said, Harv, I don't want you to come. He said, but I'll send Blue. And Blue came, Uncle Harvey's one of his friends. Blue came and helped me through that whole situation because you don't know how to deal with somebody dying. Like, I don't know how to find the body. I don't know about no coroner, nothing about that. And Blue helped me and assisted me for that whole day because I didn't have to worry about all those different things. You know, I just knew that I don't know how they got the body. I just had to see it. This the thing was just you don't want to see it.
Let alone you don't even know if you're really there and seeing what you're seeing. What is everybody talking about?
Yeah, everybody was talking. All these different things, you know, and they were saying all these different things, and you can hear the conversations. I just was in a corner. This one Atlanta police officer sat with me for the whole day, and I can't remember his name, but this officer sat with me for the entire day. He came at 12. He didn't leave till 10 something because it took about 10 hours for all to be over. You know, I had to get Brian's parents. Well, his dad came down and his sister came down because she didn't want her dad to be alone. So I had to make sure everybody got there, make sure everybody had a hotel room. It's one of those days. It was just a long, long day. It was one of the hardest things, but I learned so much during that day about what your tolerance is. sometimes you have to look at what's the stress level. Like everybody has a stress level. Like you got one level you're at. And so you look at what Brian's thing was like, what's the breaking point? What is your breaking point? A lot of people don't know what their breaking point is because they have not put it at that level. Well, that day I learned that my stress level is this far, but my breaking point is this high. I'm way above my stress level because I had experienced something that showed me that how much you really can tolerate, even as ugly as it is. It's not a day go by that I don't think about the first person that I had as a fan and a friend. Somebody from friends you were 16, the ins and outs.
So he said, that's my boy.
That's my dude.
He said, I always got his back.
That dude. A lot of times when I was on stage, I was just performing for him. Cause we would be riding in the car writing these jokes and like, dog, watch, I'm finna do this tonight. Watch, I'm finna say it. I'm finna say what we talked about on this little 5-hour ride. I'm finna say it. And he'd be like, say it. And it would go just like we planned. It would go just like we planned. And then I just learned so much from that one loss about who I was as a person. It's funny that you can lose something and discover something about yourself.
What you say? Say that again.
Yeah, I lost something that was important. But what I learned was in the process was how big of a person I was through the loss. Don't get me wrong. The hurt is there.
Still there.
It's a daily hurt. What I found out was I can absolutely respect the fact that he meant that much. And he showed me exactly who I was by the loss, not by while he was here. Because he was just my dude. We was running together. Until after he was gone, that I realized how much he taught me and about how much I was of a person. If I never would have lost him, I never would have realized what love was. And so God has a way of giving you something to build up to, and then you lose it, and you can realize that in that loss, oh my gosh, I'm way much stronger than I am.
Come on.
But one person, it was the one person that gave me the most, and then you lose that part. Well, we're all gonna have those experiences. That's just what life is.
If you are blessed enough to have a relationship,
whoever you love the most, think about the day they're gonna be gone. It's not they gone. You can be thinking about like, what? This is what I loved about this person. This is what I appreciate about this person. This is what this person actually showed me. And then I take everything I did from Brian, I take it and I get to invest it in a new person.
Oh.
See, now I found somebody else. The lessons that Brian taught me, I get to invest in somebody because I didn't look at everything the way Brian looked at everything. I looked at some stuff, just for June. I was just selfish about some things. What Brian's part was quit being selfish. That was his response. Quit being selfish, dog. This is what you do. This is it. This is it. Hey man, look at this. I was like, hey man, you're right. Because when you start this journey out, you selfish because you only had you.
And you started this journey over 20 years ago.
Yeah, I started this journey out with just looking for how I can be one thing. That don't go no different for actors. It don't go different for comedians. It don't go to musicians. All of us start this out as a selfish journey. That's how the journey starts. There ain't nobody who say, hey man, no matter what my family going through, I must do X, Y, and Z. But then you got somebody on the journey with you, and they show you that, hey dog, you're in a position now that it ain't about you no more. Now it's about X, Y, and Z, and this is how you're going to help other people. This is why you're going to do this thing. This is why you're going to do this. This is why you're going to do that. And that was a constant thing.
Found a purpose.
That's why I became a better person.
Wow.
because I lost something that told me that it ain't about you no more. Them first 5 years, about me. I didn't get that how you felt. I didn't care. God, I'm trying to get somewhere. I'm trying to get out of poverty. that's my own. See, when poverty be on your ass, I don't give a damn what you going through. I want out. I want out.
Get me out now.
Hey man, you need to do. You need to do this. Hey. I want out. I don't have no time for nothing else. I'm sick of this. I was sick of it. I'm sick of sleeping at rest stops. I'm sick of driving 400 miles for $200. I did all this. I'm tired.
Well, what got you started in doing it?
The dream, the vision.
You already knew from a little kid. You said, "I want to be a comedian. I want to be funny." Like, how did that happen?
I probably had about 14. I was about 14 years old when I knew this is what I was going to be doing. But it's one thing to say you know what you can be doing. What are you going to do what it take to get there is a whole nother.
What you say?
I
was just talking to
it's
Jay
okay.
about that.
It's okay to have the dream, Dawn. You can have the dream.
Come on.
You can have it. It's okay to have the dream. I'm telling you, I'm like nobody different. It's okay for God to tap you and show you exactly what you're going to be doing. Mm-hmm. God tapped me at 14, just like this. Hey, that's you. Oh, God, that's what I'm doing. Because I love doing that. I love watching this. I was watching Def Comedy Jam. Martin on TV. He's like, that's what you're going to be doing. I was like, oh, God, that's great. Oh, wonderful. Well, what it took to get there. Hey, God, you sure this is me? I don't, can we backtrack? Because I think that being this person would be great for me. I think that would be, gotta go. You gotta continue. You gotta continue the path. You gotta be on it.
You gotta be on it.
Why I got to be on it? Because you know what? I'm tired of sleeping at rest stops. I'm tired of being in all different places. Wait a minute. I'm sick of all this stuff because this ain't what I had planned for my life, Lord. I'm only 26. I'm trying to, hey, trust me. It's going to pan out in the end. You just got to keep going. Well, God, the keep going part is what you keep going with. I don't really care for the keep going. The keep going is tough because I don't have anything to show for it.
Come on. All you got is that feeling and that vision to know that it's yours.
And nobody can identify with that feeling that you have, but then you're talking about, oh God, I'm tired of doing this part. This part, this is really ugly. Golly, man, look, God, I'm on I-20 in the middle of Jackson, Mississippi, or you're in the middle of nowhere. In the middle, you having these conversations in the middle of nowhere. You sure? Because I can't see it. But that one little voice said, yeah, just keep going. Just keep going. Yeah, I promise you. I promise. You don't see it today. But keep going. But hey, hold on. I'm going down here for $75 though. I'm finna go get $75. I'm finna drive this far. It's the middle of the night. It's 2 a.m. I'm at a rest stop. I gotta drive this other far, and you telling me it's all right? Yeah, trust me. It's gonna be good. Yeah, trust me. You can't see it right now, but I'm telling you. Well, this is years of those conversations. God, I'm on I-65, 95. I'm on. God, I'm just tired. I'm tired. See, why just go back and be? No.
That's not it.
You have to go down because guess what's going to happen? And then you start realizing the other part when you get there. Like, guess what happened? You're going to help so many people once I get you to where you're going. But I need you to go through a lot of different things that you're not going to be comfortable with, but the impact you're going to have. And when you get there, you're going to see that I had to have you go through all these different things. So you tough enough. And then when you get there, watch the thank yous. Yeah, watch the thank yous you're going to get. Watch. And so guess what I get to experience today? All of the thank yous. I get all the thank yous. Not just for being on the morning show, but the thank yous of thank you for helping me tell the story about sickle cell. Thank you for being an authentic person. Thank you for reaching out to me. Thank you for helping me with this. Thank you for donating to this. Thank you for that. I didn't even know you was going to help me with it. So all of the thank yous. That's why I keep going. I do it for all of the thank yous. I get all the thank yous I get now, Dawn, I wasn't getting 20 years ago. Because 20 years ago, I was just actually having a kind of, God, I'm so tired of this. This is, come on now. I can't do another rest stop. I got $25. I got to decide between food and gas.
Ooh.
Well, I ain't got to be over here to this date. I got to do this part. Okay, so if I get, see, that's why I thank McDonald's for the dollar menu. I had everything on it.
Come on, what you say?
No, people don't understand the dollar menu meant a lot. I love that 99-cent cheeseburger, 99-cent fries, and a 99-cent. So for $3, I'm going to eat. Probably not the healthiest choice, but I'm finna eat. And I'm going to make it to the next destination. I'm going to get to where I got to go. I'm going to do this the best way I can. I did that for years.
And then what happens? How did you meet Harvey? How in the world? This brother is out on the road, sleeping at rest stops, driving for $75. Man, maybe that was a good night. How you get in the room with Mr. Steve Harvey?
I met Harvey for the first time. This is what I love about Harvey. Harvey been the same dude. It's 2020. So 18 years ago, I met the same dude. He been the same. I'm telling you something. Harvey been the same cat. Harvey been, I'm just laughing because Harvey been the same dude that I met, that we get to hear every month. But I met this dude. He was a Richard Kings of comedy, all that. So he was a comedian, he was like, yo, I started doing comedy in 99. So 3 years later, I meet Harvey. So I'm like, oh my God, this dude is like, oh, because I was a fan.
Wait, what happened? Are you at the club? Where are you at?
I've seen the Mike Tyson eye joke. I've seen the Kings of comedy. I seen all of that. I see, and I'm a fan. When I first meet Harvey, because Rushion McDonald, all this stuff. Rushion McDonald from Houston. And he was managing Steve at the time. And Rushion McDonald was Steve's company was having a showcase. But because I knew Rushion McDonald, they called me like, yo, come down to LA. We're going to do this showcase. This is what we're doing. We're showing off to NBC, ABC, CBS, WB, young talent. So that was the showcase. That was what it was about.
Okay. Sound like an upfront or something like that.
Yeah, like something like that. But I don't know all these terms. I'm glad they asked. Now, I don't know if I'm going to see Steve. I don't know that. Just Rashawn just told me to come down there. Because we were the only group that was me and Al Freeman was the only two people outside of Los Angeles that was coming from Houston to come down there. So I was staying with Rushion McDonald in his house in LA. And we go over here to Sherman Oaks to the theater where we were rehearsing at and stuff like that. Like, I didn't even know. I ain't seen Steve. This is 2002. I ain't seen Steve yet. One day, Steve come to the rehearsal. He was doing, he was just finishing up his business on his day job, the radio show, all this type of stuff. I ain't seen that. Man, I go in the rehearsal one day and Steve is sitting in there. This dude, dog, Steve was so fly then. Everybody knew who the hell that was. It's like, ain't no guessing. That's why I be laughing, because at Harv ain't no guessing. When you walk in the room, you be like, that's Steve Harvey. Like, it ain't no, that's so-and-so. No, you say that's Steve Harvey. Mm-hmm. He's sitting there cool. I'm talking about cool. He had on this blue silk suit. I don't know if it was silk, but it was shiny. It was like, I was like, just so now I'm a fan again.
Blue cheese at its finest.
Oh my! I'm like, oh my God! And he's actually watching the talent. He's not in there for nothing else. He's actually studying to see what the project is, what they're doing. See, he wasn't about him. He was in there to try to help us. So I'm watching this dude. I was like, but I was so young then, you know, I gotta say I was like 22 years old. It was like 20 years ago. I was like, but when I walked in, I was such a fan. I was like, oh, fuck no. I just was kind of like, ain't no. He's like, and Steve was so cool. He said, hey, bro.
That sounds just like him.
It's all good, bro. Hey, man, just sit down, man. You good? No, I ain't good. It's you. He said, hey, motherfucker. I was like, you just cussed at me. God damn, you ain't never heard a cuss word before. Yeah. Oh, I was alluding. Steve just called me, hey, motherfucker.
Best name you heard that day, huh?
Oh my gosh. Then next thing you know, I'm at lunch with Steve.
Then you go to lunch?
We went to the Rainforest Cafe off of Ventura Boulevard.
I know exactly where that's at.
I'm over here having lunch with Steve. I can't believe it. I'm on the phone. I'm calling my mom. Mom. Now I'm not whispering. He's sitting across from me. Mom, you ain't gonna believe I'm sitting there having lunch with. Who? Steve Harvey. So he hear his name all goddamn day. He said, hey, little nigga. Hey. What the fuck up with this dude here? And that's how it became friends. It was so funny. Then 2 hours later, he was getting ready. It was a Wednesday. We were getting ready for him to go do the 𝘗𝘪𝘵 Theater. He would do the 𝘗𝘪𝘵 on Wednesdays for like their Showtime, the Apollo night. So we go to his penthouse in Beverly Hills. So in one day, I went to lunch with Steve. I saw at rehearsal, and now I'm at the penthouse in Beverly Hills, overlooking the Pacific Ocean.
What? But wait,
in one day, I'm like, you got to stop. Sit at the penthouse. He goes back in the back. He got the blue suit, put on this nice little gray suit with the white. He said, hey, let's roll. So we go back downstairs. On Steve's floor, the penthouse, this is what I had to know. This is how I started learning how to dream. There was only 4 apartments on top of his building in Beverly Hills. It's only 4 apartments. They all look out over the Pacific. I was like, this is how you live? You go to jokes? Oh my God. You're like, I don't even worry about that. Get back downstairs. This is pre-talk show Steve. This is pre-LA Steve. This is pre-Little Big Shot Steve. Steve made them a long ass time.
Long time.
Man, I've been seeing the dude since. And so he was always cool. So then he takes me to the 𝘗𝘪𝘵 Theater where it's sold out. We're going to the back of the 𝘗𝘪𝘵 Theater in LA. Steve walks out on stage, walking the back door, walking back on stage. And he does this show like the Apollo, but it was in LA. And he does this show, and this show is like 2.5 hours, right? But Steve out there killing them. I'm talking about, I'm on the side stage walking. Now, understand, I have no name. Nobody knows me. The question becomes, at that moment, why are you here? Why you get to see this? What is your role in this whole process?
And you know, I was just thinking, why did he take a liking to you?
I don't know. It's not the fact that he took a liking, it's the fact that what he showed me.
Come on.
He just showed me something that I had no clue about. So in the middle of clapping and cheering and all that, I said, what you doing here? Out of all the people, out of everybody in this country, why are you this close? Have you ever thought about that part for your own life? Sometimes you be so up close to the fire that you forget to ask, why I ain't lit yet?
Whoa. First of all, you know what, Kier? Don't be coming out here spitting these gems like that. Because in a minute, I'm going to have to bring out a pen and paper. Why are you hanging around with all these people at the fire and you ain't lit yet?
Why you ain't lit yet?
Ooh.
I just had enough sense to know. Why I was there. You can recognize. I get it. And guess what? Favor ain't fair.
Come on. Say favor ain't fair.
Sometimes you are in positions in your life because you need to get the lesson. Harvey showed me something. Man, you understand? I was 21 years old. So then when people say, hey man, where you come from? I've been here the whole time. Mm-hmm. It's funny they be saying, oh my God, John, we love you. Where you come from? I've been here the whole time. Mm-hmm. You ain't come out of nowhere. Don, you ain't come out of nowhere. I ain't come out of nowhere. You've been here the whole time. It's just the focus shifted. What? That's it. So now you're looking at me and he's like, oh my God, we love you, Junior. No, I've been Kier the whole time though. What's the difference between Kier, Spates, and Junior? Nothing. Ain't nothing. Same dude. Same dude. Same exact person. Same exact everything. Same exact element. Ain't nothing shifted. I've been here the whole time. People talking about how did Harvey find you? Don't nobody know that me and Harvey met in 2002?
Right, because, I was just listening on the show the other day. He said you're the youngest on the show and the youngest on the show by age and how long you've been on the show.
Yeah, exactly. I've been on the show 9 years now, but I've been on Harvey. Harvey didn't hire me on the radio show until 2011. I've been on Harvey since 2002. So what happened in them 9 years?
What happened in those 9 years? You tell me, what did you have to get to deserve that seat?
I went and did comedy. I went and did plays. I went about my career. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, I get a phone call in 2010 to open up a Harvey in Miami, right? So Harvey calls me, his people call me, JT hit me up. Hey, yo, Harvey want to know if you want to open up for him in Miami at the Biscayne, with the Marriott connected to it, Biscayne Theater in Miami. I get the phone call. I was like, why is he asking me, do I want to work? The obvious answer, yeah, but here's my question. Who all said no?
Right, that even got to be a question.
Yeah, I asked who all said no because y'all reaching way down here to find a cat like me to open up a Harvey in Miami. He got said, DL, Bernie Mac. You think about all these people he can call. Dog, you can't come. What the hell is you reaching back to Houston, Texas for to find me? But okay, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So I get to Miami. I see Harvey in Miami. Now I've seen him over the years. We ain't just talk, but I see him. You know who I am. I mean, we have a cordial relationship at this point. Harv, what's up? June, what's up? What's happening, man? Ain't nothing, man. What's going on with it? Man, no, I love you, man. Love you too, Black Pip. Go to breakfast with him. We eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Then we go do the show in the same hotels. Right. About 6:30, I get my stuff together. I go over to the venue. Show started at 8. I lit this damn crowd on fire, man. Just set fire. Harvey was on the side stage. When I come on stage, he say, man, what the fuck is you saying? No, I don't come out of my dressing room for nobody.
Wow.
What is your ass out here saying? I heard all this noise. I had to come see. I was like, man, we just out here telling jokes, Harv. That's all I'm doing. That's it. So I left Miami. Hey, man, you want to do Philly? We left Philly. Hey, man, you want to do Oklahoma City? Harv. Left Oklahoma City. You want to do Dallas? Left Oakdale. You want to do Shreveport? Harvey was torn. So he was paying me $15 a show. So in 5 weeks, I had made about $7,000.
What? Mind you, this is the same brother that was driving at 2 o'clock in the morning for $75. What you say?
And that's why me and Harvey's relationship, and you've seen it, you know, me and Harvey's relationship is the way it is. And I get a call one day in 2011, in August of 2011, Sean Knuckle and say, this is per Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey would like to help you with your career.
Wow.
It wasn't a job. He said, it's with your career. And that's when I knew that in 2010, I was on the road, and in 2011, he gave me the job. And that's how Junior became the B.
It's so interesting. And I guess, I just get worked up times because I just think about how you just got to live your life and pursue your dream. And to hear you say this, and this is for, if you're listening, go check out this YouTube video where Harvey put up, and he talked about how you got to find somebody to invest in your acorn.
Yeah.
In your acorn.
And that's absolutely true. That was, that's actually, I know it was going to be him. See, this is why it's hard to pigeonhole this man in one way, because he do so many things. Because he invested in me, then all things that he cared about, I invest in them too. Because he just took a chance. So I'm never not busy to go down there to the mentoring camp. I mean, man, we're going to have fun anyway. So I go down to the mentoring camp and I hang out with those kids and I see them. We don't publicize any of these things that we do. The thing about it is that because he invested in me, and I invest in other people. So you may run across people, you be like, they may say to you like, oh my God, Junior invested in you? You shouldn't even be shocked. Because it'd be like, it's going to be people around in this business. But you're going to run across people like, oh my God, been doing the same thing. Been doing the exact same thing. Don, I don't do anything differently than what I'm doing now. I mean, so everybody focuses on the position. We just focus on the work. So Harvey said something to me one time. He was like, he asked me a question. This is when I first started working. I probably had been working for Harvey for about 6 months. And we're sitting in the studio in Atlanta. And he says, hey man, why are you doing this? And he probably remembers that. But he was genuinely asking me a question because he was trying to figure out what my intent was. I said, man, I just love making people laugh. Man, he said, hey man, that's all good. Why you doing this? The focus was, he was trying to get me to say, because I want to build a better life for my family. And I was just over here just dedicated to the fact that you gave me a job, you give me an opportunity. No, that ain't what the focus is. See, the focus ain't to be famous. The focus is to build a better life for your family. Which spoke to why he does everything he does.
And why he does it.
Why he does it. I was so caught up on, hey man, I was so glad to have a job. He's like, no. You're missing the point. And he taught me that about 5 months after I started working for him. That the focus is to build a better life for your family. And that's for any man. That's for anybody working, I don't care what you do. Don't get caught up in the fame of the position, which was the lesson he taught me within the first 3 months of working for him. We're not doing this for fame, dog. We're doing this to build a better life for our families. Any hardworking man or woman wants to build a better life. And so I was young at that point. I didn't understand what he was saying. I was 33 years old. I had no clue. But now that I'm 42, I can sit there and say, I get it. I know why I do the work. I know why I get up in the mornings. I know what the why is. It's to build a better life for my family. And when that's the enjoyment we get out of what we do. Mm-hmm. You ain't doing this done on this podcast and talking to all these people just because Don want to talk. You building a better life for your family. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, I was telling Carla that, and she's like, Dawn, take it easy. I do think there's a level of balance. But I was like, Carla, there's so much I want to see. And just like that thing that you talked about, that voice that's saying there is more, to travel the world, to have these experiences. And the plus is that I get to inspire people. Like, come on. How dope is your purpose when it gives to other people? Stop playing with me.
Right. No, I totally get it. I mean, I can sit up and say, man, sometimes they get the quiet moments when I wake up like on a Saturday, or I sit there and say, I was like, yo, for real, though. Let's just all just admit, you got a dope ass life, dude.
Wow.
I'll be sitting back and say, yeah, this is pretty dope. I mean, just to be honest, in those quiet moments, you have to take that in. But you guess what, though? At least recognize the journey that you've been on and how far you've come. At least recognize that. Every now and then it's okay to say, hey, golly, look how far we come. I don't care who you are as a person. I don't care if you used to work on fries and own the McDonald's. Just look at the journey. Man, it's okay to look back at that. Man, look how far we come. If you used to be the mechanic and you own the dealership,
What you say?
man.
You used to be the janitor, now you own the building.
Man, it's
You know,
okay
I got
to
a
look
good
back
friend.
and say, golly, now I had a pretty dope life, because the process is what you look forward to. The process is what you are smiling about. The process of you getting from point A to point B. And then you ain't even through.
Ain't even through, but guess what?
Yeah, you're just looking at the process, because one thing you do, you do it. But guess what? Everything that got you from point A to point B, keep replicating it, and you'll never see. Once you got the formula for success, which is very simple.
What's that?
The formula for success is keep doing the same thing you've been doing. You got to keep doing. You have to keep the success part. I'll tell you when I knew I was successful. This is when I knew I was successful. I was very successful way before I realized, before the morning show. I was already successful. Because I had done some things I didn't realize.
Give it to me. What you do?
You know what I'm saying? It didn't take me being on the Steve Harvey Morning Show for me to be already a successful person.
I hear you.
I was already successful. In my mind, I kept chasing something. Because guess what? I look back over a long period of time, all them driving in the rest stops for 75. You was already successful because you were producing something that most people could not produce. A check and sacrificing at the same time. It didn't take me getting to the Steve Harvey Morning Show to say, you successful. I had to realize that I had already been successful in 2006. Because my work ethic and my attitude was already in the successful position. What I had manifested was the dollars. That was it. I already had the work ethic that when Steve came around and manifested for me was the dollars. But I didn't owe anybody a seat at the table. I had to come to the table and say, "Woo, shoot, I'm so glad I'm here. Steve Harvey Morning Show. I'm successful." No. I had already been successful because I sacrificed already to get to this position.
And is it everything that you thought it would be?
Yeah, I had already done everything. What I learned from being on the morning show was it don't stop here. There's more. You know what's funny, Dawn? And it's just one of those things where you just sit back and laugh. It's one of those things just in your grade. It's funny to land in Chicago and hear your voice on the radio. It's funny to go to New York and then you in the car and you hear it. It's like it is to go to DC and hear your voice on the radio for a commercial. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm here for it. Like I literally am across the country.
Yes.
All because of one dude. But all the commercials I be cutting, it's funny to go to Birmingham or to go to Shreveport or to Montgomery or
Detroit.
In Detroit, you get it mix 92.3, all that. You get in the car and close the door, and then, hey, everybody, you say, I be like, that is me.
That's that boy Junior.
That all across. It's just one of those highs. I be laughing. I be like, oh my gosh. to the point to where I go to Atlanta, turn the radio. It doesn't matter. Savannah, Charlotte, Jackson, Nashville, Memphis. Pick a city. We ain't on it.
Just name it.
And you get in the car, or you get at the airport, and they listening, and you be like,
"That's me.
That's me." That's me. Oh, you get in the car, you hear the morning show, and it's just like one of those things. Like at one point in time, that was not even possible.
Mm-hmm.
So now you get to enjoy it to the point where like you're not. You just be like, I just be laughing. I've been in the backseat of Ubers and in the car. I be like, You be like, what is so funny? And he don't know. That's me. He ain't got no clue. That's me. You know, they don't even know that part, you know? Mm. And you get to experience all of those euphorias to say, hey man, no matter what happens after this point, though, somebody after I'm long gone gonna say, I remember when, and they're gonna say my name.
Hello? And here's the thing too. You've talked about your journey, you've talked about the successes, and even with the recent passing with 𝘲𝘪𝘗 Boseman, you realize that this brother was battling stage 3 cancer for the past 4 years of his life, the highlight. And you have your own.
Because I thought about Chadwick because, and it's so crazy. I put it on my pages. But even when he was battling those things, when he came on Uncle Steve talk show, you know, I went down there and met him and talked to him. And I went down there as a fan and really getting a friend. He was, the crazy part about, like, it's so crazy about, but like, he enjoyed his craft, right? He enjoyed the acting part. You can see it in his work. But when you see the person and you meet him as a person, he was so humbly. I was like, dude, you Black Panther, what is you bowing to me for? Like, oh, dog, what is you doing? Like, man, I came down here to meet you. And he would open up. He was like, man, he was glad to meet you. He was that open. And he was that caring. And I just remember all the conversations we had, the 3 times we met, the conversation we was having. And just, all I can remember is the laughing. Like, we laughed so hard. I was like, hey, man, somebody come get Chad. Chad crazy. Chad was that ignorant. He was that funny. As a person, though. But he was there to promote a gift he was giving the world. Mm-hmm. It was a movie, whatever it was. But you know.
He was sharing his art and, you know, giving somebody a mode to escape. And I feel like that's why it's so important, the job that you do, because on any given night, you could be saving countless of lives. Somebody that said, oh, it's over. You didn't put a smile on their face, talking about your family, something that you've experienced, laughing at your pain. And it's something that I even think about because you look at Chadwick, like you're saying, here he is humble. You don't even know this brother is experiencing a fight. And I think about, you're talking about the fact of how you lost your best friend, how you on the road trying to make it work. My God, coming to the realization that you are in the room and Steve Harvey is saying, I'm taking a liking to you. Dealing with those pressures on top of the fact that you battle with sickle cell.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that, because you have a foundation. And I don't know, the first time I ever heard about sickle cell when I was a kid was probably listening to TLC, and 𝘲𝘪𝘗 would always talk about her battle, but I'm not sure people really understand what it is.
Because she has sickle cell as well. We were in a play together a long time ago. But I focus more on, and just does not go for every sickle cell warrior. This does not go for all of us. You know, it's just the way the carpet's rolled out. It's just the cards you dealt, okay? So I was born with sickle cell. The parents didn't know what was wrong with me. I wasn't diagnosed till I was 8 years old, 7 years old. And so they said, your son has sickle cell and your parents don't understand.
But wait, what was going on with you?
Well, I was in the pain crisis, and, they thought it was allergic to milk, oatmeal, all kinds of stuff.
So you couldn't walk? Your head was hurting?
Couldn't walk. He was in pain. He just couldn't touch me. None of that.
Oh.
All these different things were going on. And, you got a kid that's been doing it since he was born. 5, allergic to Coca-Cola, all this type of stuff. So all these different things that happen. And then a doctor diagnoses you at 7 years old. Well, the reason why you don't understand because your son has sickle cell. There's not a lot going on. And then the doctor turned around to your parents and said, hey, well, prepare for him to die at 11.
Whoa, stop it. 11?
Yeah. Every kid was, it's funny because we all make fun of it, but every kid with sickle cell, you ask like, hey, this is like a running joke in the sickle cell. Be like, hey, what was your death date? They say 12, 9, 3, 4, 5. Everybody got one. Mine was 11. So my parents allowed me to go out and do everything I wanted to do because at one point in time, they believed that I was going to be gone at 11. So I turned 11 and then happened. So they're like 12, they're like, this the year. I'll tell you the truth. Like, they were really somber. Like, everybody tiptoeing around you, like, we have to be nice because we believe him this year. Turned 13. Okay, everybody, hold on. My mom want to go to Disney World. We're going, son. We're going to Disney World, son, because they think in their mind, you're not going to be. You mean everybody tiptoeing around you?
Right. But I'm sure you got a lot what you wanted.
Oh, I'm just saying, I didn't know that they were doing it at the time. I just looked back on it. I know why they were doing it because she was telling me, like, we were doing all these different things because we expected you to die. The doctor said it the whole night. Everybody knows at 11, you're not going to be here because a doctor said it. That's the whole thing. A doctor said it. It wasn't something I said. The doctor said, hey, man, your son will not live past 11. Well, I made 11 my football number, my basketball number. Wherever that doctor at right now, he is right now 31 years behind. He is not a good.
Wow. 11 is a special number of mine.
When he said that, it enabled everybody to act a certain way towards you because 15, can you imagine at 15, I'm talking about, they speaking like, are you okay?
How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good. What's going on? They just expecting you to die.
Now, did you ever catch any wind or know how sick you were?
No. I mean, I had the crisis. I had everything. I had all those problems, those issues, but nothing was to death. But then, too, at the same time, sickle cell is a very hard disease that people have to deal with. There's not a lot of information on it, but at the same time, it's very hard to deal with because there's no words to explain the type of pain that they go through. I can't tell you. So if you say, what's it like to be in sickle cell crisis? I can't give you that. What I have to do is take my sickle cell and give it to you. Then you get back and say, that's enough. Then you be like, okay, I have an idea. I can't tell you how these people survive these things. But one thing about it is it builds the character of little things that you may take for granted in your life and little things. We don't really even look at those as problems.
Right.
It's funny because it's just how it is. Like, oh my God, they're going to turn my lights off. Turn them off. Because fighting for your life is way harder.
What you say? Come on.
If you don't know, I've almost died 7 times.
What? What do you mean?
I've almost died 7 times from sickle cell. Sickle cell almost killed me 7 times. What do you mean what I mean? You can't grasp that concept because you haven't been there.
Right.
So you looking around telling me, what do you mean? No, I meant just what I said. I've almost died 7 times. Well, you've never been to the point of death and the brink of death. So what do you mean is a natural response for you? Because you've never been there. Why do you think, Dawn, I'm always happy all the time?
Right. Kier gonna come in with a smile and a joke no matter what.
Why do you think you think that's on accident? When I'm over there, hey, what's going up? Hey, woo! Hey, how you feeling? Yeah. Because I've almost died 7 times. So my appreciation for life is way more understandable than the average person. So you come to me and you say, they cut your lights off. I said, what? God, what day did they do it on? Tuesday. Well, damn it, I died Tuesday.
I don't like how you're making me laugh at that.
But that's just what it is. There's nothing wrong with that, Dawn. It's just how it is. There is nothing wrong with that. That's the absolute truth. So while you're talking about, I almost died, what? They cut your lights off. They don't cut my life off. Saying that.
You gotta and it just makes you look at things in a whole other perspective. And just like how you were talking about losing Brian, you gained something. The fact that you were just sitting there, you didn't know if your lights were gonna be off on your life.
Right.
And why it's so precious every moment.
The thing about I'm doing all of this with no life insurance, no health insurance.
How? So there are probably times on the road that you aching in pain on stage and performing.
Sickle cell crisis got to be on with no health insurance. So when I say, morning everybody, believe me, I mean, morning everybody. I was doing all of that. Can't even, I got sick. Sickle cell crisis didn't stop because I started telling jokes around the country. It didn't stop. None of that. All of that happened the way it happened. My attitude towards that happened the way it happened. But in the end, see, the other reason why I'm so grateful for Mr. Harvey is because I got a health insurance plan.
Come on.
Ooh, I can't wait to get sick. I'll be early. Oh, I'll be up there. Oh, I'll be in the emergency room waiting for it to happen. I'll be there early. I'll just be rotating. You'll be like, where's Junior at? Yeah, I got sick. Don't worry about it. I'll be back though because they're going to get me right back because I got health insurance. Oh, I want a good bed. I'll be in that bed shopping out there.
I need an extra comforter. Can I please have my breakfast at 8 a.m.?
Is room 3 open? I'd rather get room 3. Please, they got the ice machine right there. I'll be different. I'll be way different.
So your foundation, Kier's Hope, is all about, just spreading awareness from it, right? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that, may not know where the resources are.
No, it is. My foundation started back in 2014. It was done out of a friend of mine pushing me and said, hey, man, you have to start a foundation. You have to do this. You have to show other people how to live with sickle cell because as hard as it is, and a lot of it is mental. Sickle cell is a mental game that you have to play with your own life. The hard part about it is that I know that I process things a lot differently than people with no health conditions. They just, they go around and take life for granted. See, when I wake up in the morning, I do this. I go to the window and I do this. Put my hand on the window because weather plays a big factor. So I check temperatures. I watch the weather channels and I check temperature where I'm going if I'm traveling because cold weather is not good for us with sickle cell.
Oh.
Cold weather constricts your veins, the veins and the blood cells, the way they're shaped and everything. They can get a blockage. I can have sickle cell crisis if it's 30 degrees outside, 50 degrees outside, 60 degrees outside. If it's hot, I'm good. See, you go swimming in the afternoon if you want to. You can go just jump in the pool, swimming. I ain't been swimming in the afternoons in years. I ain't jumped in a pool at 5 o'clock since I was about 12.
Wow.
Oh, but if it's 12 o'clock high noon, I'm in there because the water's hot. See, those are things that people don't even have to worry about. Going to the beach, 5 o'clock in there, you can go run off and just get in the ocean. People with sickle cell, we ain't going out there. Huh.
So it's the minute that your temperature get, it hurts immediately.
You asked me if I'm going to Chicago in February. You think I'm going? Nope. So guess what? I don't book a show in February in Chicago. That's how much sickle cell has a weight on my life. I can't go to Chicago in February. I'll go to Chicago in June, July. But I ain't going in March. I ain't going in February. I ain't going in January. See, those are things you don't even have to worry about. See how you looking? Those are things you don't even have to worry. You don't even have to consider these things.
That's not something to consider.
Yeah, people with sickle cell consider these things all the time. My foundation, I do a great job of raising awareness, and I put a lot of money into it, and we do all these different things. But the families that I meet, they understand. As I was saying, it's like, I know I help these families in June, in December for Christmas and everything, because most kids during the holidays with sickle cell are in the hospital.
Oh.
So I give them a Christmas before they go into the hospital. So that's what the foundation does. I sit there, I talk to all these families. I take 10 families every year around the holidays, and I buy their entire Christmas. 10 families.
Wow, Kier, that's amazing.
I've been doing it for the last 6 years.
Kier's Hope Foundation. Wow.
Yeah. I go to, I've done it in Austin, I've done it in Memphis, I've done it in Dallas, I've done it in Atlanta, I've done it in Charlotte, I've done it in DC, I've done it in Jacksonville. I just, don't matter. Just go.
So what's the plan for the foundation this year?
I haven't picked the city yet. I've done Chicago. I haven't picked the city yet this year. Normally my director, my foundation, Rosalind, she does the picking of the cities. It doesn't matter. It's not my job to pick the cities because I ain't got time to do it. Just where we go. She goes and researches all the needs, all these different things, and we do it. But I do that every year. And you think about where we are with the morning show and that. Harvey just told me, the dog, you can't get to the top of the mountain and not reach back and show them how to get up there.
Wow, yeah.
So that's how I started the foundation. My foundation is 6 years strong. I'm proud of it. My walk is on September 19th.
Yes, the 5K.
Yeah, the 5K
run and fun walk.
In Dallas, in
How
Dallas,
do people check it out or register?
Oh, it's 𝘲𝘪𝘵𝗍, KIERS hope.org. And this will be my 3rd year. A lot of people don't know that in the state of Texas, that every month of June is a national holiday for my foundation in the state of Texas every June. Kier's Hope Month. Kier's Hope Sickle Cell Awareness Month is every June in the state of Texas.
Wow, Kier, that's amazing.
I go to Orange, Texas every month. I got all the awards on the wall, everything. I mean, it's funny, man, to see that type of thing. Royce West helped that make possible. Senator Royce West, State Senator Royce West, and Texas made that possible. I mean, man, but could you believe one guy in Houston, Texas would do all of these different things?
But that was that one guy with a big dream.
Man.
He had a why.
I mean, sometimes I just sit back and pinch myself because I'm still the same guy, man. I love it, but at the same time, like I look at some stuff like, like I have, like I'm an Emmy-nominated producer. I didn't win the Emmy. Just was nominated for it. People that got their whole career never been nominated. I mean, just the invitation alone to the Emmys.
Because you did Steve.
Yeah, I'm the same dude out of Houston, Texas. That's the same damn dude.
Same OG.
Let's just be for real. Like, come on now. Like, dude, you got to be tripping on some of these stuff, man. Do you sit back and then you go out on the weekends and then you pull up to the comedy club and your name is on the marquee, and then you then you come on and say, "Morning, everybody." Then you talk about it's.
So let me ask you this. So you know how like singers are performer, right? And you know how like you said, oh, when I'm in the car and I hear myself on the radio. When was the first time, like, where were you at? Did you realize, like, quote unquote, I made it? Even though you were already successful in the mindset, but was it like you saw yourself at the Fox Theater? Did you see yourself, where was it? And it could be a small town, but you was like, dang,
it was in Dallas. It was in Dallas, Texas. It was the first time I saw my name on the top of the marquee that I'm selling tickets. People are paying, it's great because people are paying $25 a ticket to hear me come tell jokes. And then I walked out that comedy club that weekend with I did Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I walked out there with about 17.5.
Are you?
That's when I knew something, because I was like, there's no way. You understand? I ain't never made 17.5.
Hold on. Wait a minute. How old are you right now at this point?
At that point, I was 35.
God, dog. God, what?
But I'm telling you, that's what it was. I mean, that's when I knew. I said, okay, I don't know if I had made it, but I knew. I said, we're definitely in the right neighborhood. I don't
Everybody know my name.
And then Harvey was talking about it. He said, dog, he was telling you that you have no idea what you're about to go be doing.
Wow.
So the Improv in Dallas called me and they said they want me to come headline their club that weekend. I ain't have no manager, and then they just say, hey, we're going to offer you this much money, and then if you sell this many tickets, we're going to give you this, and then bonuses and all this type of stuff. So I ain't never heard none of this. I was just glad to go to Dallas and just do the show. Yeah, okay. I had no idea. I'm junior. Yeah, all right, I'll be there. Let's do it. Everything, ready, whole nine. But then on that Sunday, when we sold up with the club, they gave me 10,000 cash.
Ooh.
They gave me 7,500 in a check. I said, no, Don. Like I'm saying, I walked around, I turned around, I said, and I was hoping they was gonna say like, we made a mistake. Because I'm sitting here, you got to saying, there's 10,000 cash here. Then you got to check. There's got to be a mistake. There's got to be a mistake. I got 10K here. 7,500 in a check. So this is $17,500. Y'all finna let me walk out of here. And if you never made that much money before, that's your natural reaction. I ain't never made no 17.5 in no one weekend.
In a weekend. That's half of somebody's salary in a year.
Hey, I don't know what it is. All I know was I didn't know if I'm walking out of here, because this feel like a setup. I took my time leaving Dawn. I said, there's got to be, see, this is how they get set up on First 48. There's a sting operation going on. They want to say, I'm going to walk out of here. Something. No. And I got to get back on the plane, go back to Atlanta. But I'm getting back on a plane with 10K cash. And then you hear all these thoughts. You can't fly more than $10,000 in your pocket. All these things. I got a check. I got the receipt. Got the whole nine. So I got a book bag. So I got my book bag. I've never held my book bag tighter than I got. I got this whole book bag. When I put it through that damn X-ray machine, I waited for that bag to come out. I got 10K in here.
Man.
That bag made them mistake. I said, oh, they're gonna stop me because they're gonna see the money on the X-ray. Man, that bag, that TSA agent was trying to talk to me. I ain't hear nothing there.
Right. Give me the bag.
Thank you. Be careful. I'm on the 2:00. I got back home. And Harvey tell you, he'll verify. Harvey tell you. He said, man, that was the funny thing because I called her. I said, I had made. And he was like, yeah, dog. Yeah. That's what you're supposed to make. Yeah. And that's when I knew that my life was completely different. Oh, I had made a couple grand for a weekend or $3,000. I did that. I ain't never went from $5,000 to 17,500. My first weekend telling jokes as a headliner, I didn't even know. And once I saw that, I said, okay, I don't know if I ride. I just know we're in the right neighborhood. I'm in the right neighborhood. And that's how it started. And from there, it was funny.
Wow. So now that you've accomplished all this, what's next?
Movies. We got to get movies. I want to do movies.
You working on anything right now? Any scripts?
No, we in COVID. Ain't nothing happening. As soon as it's over, we'll work on it, We'll get there. It just takes time. I've done a lot of plays, stuff like that, but I really like to solidify myself on a film. Just see what I could do. Just one of the things I'm doing. I mean, it's just something I want to do. I want to do acting I acted in plays. I've done that. And a lot of people remember all them plays back in the day, Jakari Johnson plays. And, I just want now. I want the next step. I want to graduate. I just want to do it. I just want to go through the process.
So wait, just because I gotta support my Wakanda quote unquote tattoo that I got before Black Panther came out about speaking life. So that's all about the affirmations.
Yeah.
So you will have this movie. Is it an action movie? Is it a comedic movie? What is this movie that you're doing?
I think the movie I was doing was I would like to play opposite someone, and I want to be a regular day in the neighborhood type of film. Like how we act in the neighborhood. And I just want to bring up some of the events that we've done and things I've done, been a part of, and just put those on film and, just make that funny. And then work with some of the greatest people that you can work with who are great at these roles. You know what I'm saying? I want to do that part. I really want to do that part because, for one, I want to just see, once you put yourself on film, you're going to live forever.
Last forever.
It's going to last forever. So I want to do that part. That's the main reason why I want to do it. But whatever film it comes, action comedy, a movie like Friday or anything like that, I'm going to do all of them. I want to do all of it because I just think that, I ain't really mad about saying like, okay, y'all playing me short. Just open up the camera and let me get on here because I'm gonna show you the biggest fool I am. I'm not,
and that's all.
Let me just put this out here. All the movies I'm doing, I'm not going for Oscars.
Just so we're clear, let's not get any expectations. Look at
that. All these movies I'm doing is going for this boy goddamn fool. That's what my roles I'm doing. This boy crazy. This boy damn fool. That's the rules I'm going for. I'm not going for father. None of these roles. I don't want none of them. Father, look at me. Look at me, father. I'm not one of Oscars. I want to be in the roles of this boy crazy. This boy got problem. Hey, something wrong with him.
A bona fide fool.
Yeah, that's all I want to be. I want all my roles. That's all I want to do. Because I believe in the magic of storytelling. I just want
that's what you do all day. Yeah, every joke, every script you writing.
These movies that I do, these jokes I tell, turn them into movies. Turn them into projects.
I was dying laughing. You were on the stage. I don't know if you was talking about when you dating somebody that snores.
Yeah.
I died. Yeah. I would love to see that.
Yeah, that'd be.
And every time it was a snore, it was a thought of a piece of food. That was dope.
Yeah, those type of moments, though.
Yeah,
those type of moments are the one we want to bring. to the best friend. We want to do those. We want to tell those stories. As crazy as they are, there are stories to be told behind all those things. So absolutely, I get it.
So you appreciate it for that. That's for sure. I don't know what I expected from this conversation, but I'll say this, that I came out a better person. I never knew your story like that. I didn't know the things that meant to you. I didn't realize how Harvey invested in you like that, of just giving that opportunity. And now it makes sense. And then this whole thing that you said, and I think a lot of people got to realize, it's the whole thing that the birds of a feather flock together. And when you riding with people that own fire, it's only a matter of time when you gonna get lit. But like you said, it's about the work and not the position.
It's not that. I believe that wholeheartedly. You know, we don't get in this to be famous. We can do the work. I'll show you this. I'm gonna show you this. This is what I will show you, and then we can close it with this. But this is, if you think, and this is
perfect, because I was going to ask you if there is a quote or anything that you could leave people with. What would it be?
I'm gonna show you. This is it.
My life and health, my gratitude for God, my life and health, my family, for my relationship. We went fast. Grateful for the people. Thank you for the abundance. Oh, amen. You praise them in advance.
This is it.
Wow, Lord, I love you. God, I will.
That's what I read every morning. And a lot of things on that list has come to pass. So whatever your assumption is about me, I take no part in that part. But he knows exactly who his steward is, what he's given me, how I do it. I can't take criticism from anybody who ain't doing nothing. I cannot take criticism. I'm sorry. Whatever your opinion is about me, but what are you doing? But see, I just showed you my entire gratitude list for God that I keep adding to. My health, my life, my grandma. All the things that we sat here and talked about, some of them has passed, some of them things have not passed. Still grateful for them, though. Some things I'm just wishing. That's the difference of what you think you know about me and what you don't know.
Amen.
I ain't here to impress you. Who are you? Who are you to think you deserve my attention? I ain't here for you. See, you wasn't nowhere near when I was sleeping in the rest stops. See, you wasn't nowhere around. When I was trying to get $75, you wasn't nowhere around. I'm not impressed with any of that. So who are you? Who are you? So when you open your mouth and you say, Junior ain't shit, who are you? Who are you? You think that bothered me? Do you really think I'm going to come off my mission to address the fact that you called me and say I ain't shit? I've heard everything. What you think? I ain't heard everything? I've heard everything. I've heard it all. I've heard everything, how they say about me, what they feel about me. From colleagues to family to friends, you can't disturb what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I just showed you. That's my gratitude for God. And guess what? Why you keep talking on that? Can't you see publicly how he keep blessing me in spite of what you say?
And you know what I realized? I don't know the exact Bible verse, but it gives me to the thing of how your enemies will be your footstool. Not because I'm going to stump on you. It's because I am obedient. You will have no other choice but to uplift me. So I don't have to worry about raining down on you.
It don't matter what you... So let's get off it'll serve you better. It'll serve you better to quit talking about me, man. I'm already good about who I am, man. They already know. And as I say this, and they probably gonna see it on social media, all that type of stuff, but they know exactly who I'm talking to. They ain't got I don't know when y'all gonna realize that this dude ain't for y'all. I don't need your round of applause. I don't need a clap from you. I just need the people to clap for me so I can keep doing what I'm doing.
That's right.
I don't do this for you, dude. We in the same business. One surgeon don't watch another surgeon do surgery.
Because what you say? The focus.
Yeah, the focus. Where we at? So yeah. So they, they probably look and say, like, I don't know. They say these things about me. I get it. No, I'm cool. But you see the public blessing he keep putting. Now you have never stopped to ask yourself, how come that keep happening? And that's the magic of leadership. That's the magic of being in the right place at the right time. And that's the magic of being focused on one mission. I never asked God to be famous. I just told him to ask me, give me the gift that I have. Let me give it back to you so you can bless it, so I can change lives through laughter. That's it. And look what happened. Ta-da.
Kier Jr. Spates, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happened.
Ta-da.
Wow.
Good, I enjoyed this.
I enjoy it. Thank you. Let me thank you. I know you talked about I'm going to be all mushy, but thank you for pouring into me because you spoke on so many ways of just the transition, just my grind. Like, I don't know what's about to happen. I'm just going because I know what I feel. And I'm just on a prayer that whatever happens, it's going to work out. It has to, right?
It ain't no other option, man.
Come on. And that's what I try to tell people.
Been there. Don't care what they say. Stay doing done. Girl, do you know, you have no idea. You can't have, there ain't no way it's not gonna have you done. The way you do things, the way you operate, the person you are, the light you shine. Do you know how hard it is to be positive every day? Do you know how hard it is? Of course I know. You positive every day. And even when it's not well received, you gotta show up again and do it again the next day. And even when they don't receive it that day, you show up a third day. Don, you have to continue doing that. Guess what? It ain't about what they doing. So what? They don't see it. It's not for them.
Come on.
You're not doing all of this to impress anybody. You're doing this to expose people about what do positive people have to say.
Yes. And why it's important.
Oh, well, Don got this thing. This ain't your thing. That's where they lose at. It's not even about what you're doing. It's about what you're showcasing. And if you can't see what Don is showcasing, you got to add to it that you're not going to benefit from the first place because your attitude in the wrong place. But for you and Ian, get all this stuff together, that take work. That take a schedule. You got to coordinate with people. But don't allow anybody to tell you what your mission is. That ain't for them to dictate. If I got time to sit up and judge Dawn about what she doing, I must not have nothing to do.
Right.
I clearly don't have nothing to do.
You got to be thinking that you got to be doing something if you got somebody else's attention.
Come on, Dawn. If I had time to sit here and talk about what Dawn doing, I must not be doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You just called me and said, you going to do this for me? Yeah, I'll do this for Dawn. The phone call about 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll do that for you. That's it.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, Kier, okay, so this is what happened. You called me, you said, Dawn, you met me. The first time I met you, you kept saying how I was wonderful and how I was amazing. Yeah. Listen, it didn't take me 3.5, almost 4 years to see that because look at us right now. You can't tell me because I knew. I felt it. And when you got somebody that's talking to Brian, I felt it. And like you said, being human. So, Kier, thank you. Thank you for investing in yourself. Thank you for feeling like you're worth it. And thank you for being a beacon of light that inspiring other people. I see you and we see you.
Do my best, love.
Man, that's what vitamin D is about. That's it.
Vitamin D. Yeah.
How do people follow you? How can I get you? What's up?
You can find me on social media, Junior SHMS, everything. JUNIOR SHMS. Find me however you find me. Send me a message, say what's up. I say what's up back. I ain't hard to get at. I ain't nothing. We just gonna keep going.
And you know what my cousin Barekti, she always tell me, tell Junior I said hi. Remember we met her at Sanders Soul last year. So
yeah, how's she doing?
She's doing real good. She's doing good. She's gonna love to hear this. You told Kier I said hi.
So she can still love me. All right. Love me. Is this the avenue we going in? I'm telling you something. Yeah, love me. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Just love me. Take me as I am.
Go ahead and feel how you feel about me. I like that. So send me a message. Call every now and then. See what I'm doing.
Listen, don't let me have her hold you because she told me, you gonna let me call?
You don't know what she gonna do. But you can't get nothing being silent. On vitamin D. Oh, Lord, I love myself.
Get your vitamin D right here with me and get excited about